Hi, in this MarginDesk overview, we're going to cover deal desk automation and tactical margin management. MarginDesk is an AI-powered RevOps solution. It drives higher gross margins, faster deal cycles, and smarter pricing with zero spreadsheets. We built MarginDesk for RevOps, sales, and pricing manager. Here are the key gaps that we address. Lost revenue, low margins, and costly sales inefficiencies. Deal Desk is making decisions on margins without really having the data most of the time, and slow turnaround times from sales to RevOps, some several days or over a week, and avoiding spreadsheet chaos is an important factor. Most companies drive pricing using company-level gross margin. How does this hinder profitability? Companies are using top-level margins because it's actually time-consuming and hard to figure out unit margins on all your products, especially when you have shared costs. Thus, organizations drive pricing up on all products or large groups of products to raise companies' gross margin without data to drive the decision. Let's think about the blunt force way first. You have a company with 70% gross margins, and since they don't know what their product margins are, they don't really know that product 1, 2, and 3 have varying levels of gross margin. So what they do is they'll raise the prices on all their product to drive to an 80% gross margin. But what they've done is they've artificially increased product number 1 to 90% when their target was really 80. Really, all they needed to do was raise product pricing on product 2 and 3. The optimal way is know what your unit margins are on all products, then increase prices or lower costs on only the low margin products. MarginDesk seamlessly links product pricing to cost of goods sold for those products, especially when they're shared costs. This is very complicated in Excel and can take 20 or 30 tabs in an Excel spreadsheet to actually figure this out. And it's very difficult and cumbersome to keep track of, which is really why most companies aren't doing it. As I mentioned before, this is complicated and often requires a 25 to 35 tab spreadsheet. MarginDesk links your costs to your products in a way that allows for shared costs among multiple products and multiple costs. Pricing tool takes all of your costs, links them to your product, and allows you to make intelligent decisions of pre-discount pricing such that after discounting, which would include volume discounting, sales discounts, and even reseller and distributor discount, to arrive at that optimal price such that you will achieve your target margin in the end. The price modeling tool allows you to assign volume pricing at whatever your custom echelons are and understand what your margins are before and after discounting. View margins on every deal. We bring data-driven deal approval as well as deal construction to allow you to see what your margins are on each line of the deal as well as the deal level. Margin AI is built in to give you recommendations on the deal. Ultimately, deal delays are rooted in lack of visibility. Let's talk about long deal desk turnaround times. Of 130 companies we've interviewed, 15% have less than a day turnaround, over 60% have a 1 to 2 day, and 10% take over a week. We've uncovered executive blind spot where executives are building and approving deals that are significant for the company, and they're making these decisions without the granular insight that is needed to understand. Specifically, they're missing the deal level margins. Some of the companies we've talked to actually are doing margin calculation, but they're building them in very difficult to manage spreadsheets. Those spreadsheets become outdated very quickly, and therefore their margin calculations become inaccurate very quickly as well. The other thing that's missing in sales teams is having that real-time feedback to understand whether the deal they're putting together is profitable for the company. Companies are relying on spreadsheets from pricing to costing to doing deals, approving deals, and then understanding macroscopic deal level impact. This is very inefficient and always out of sync. Move the needle with MarginDesk. We provide instant deal level visibility, AI-driven discount strategies, customize approval workflows, enhance margin control, ultimately eliminate spreadsheets and streamline deal processes. Empower your deal desk with RevOps with powerful visibility. We have deal desk dashboards that let you understand what your pipeline is at an instant, to understand what the deal level gross margins are on every deal, to understand whether you should approve or reject them based on data-driven guidance. How does the approval process work? Approve or reject quotes based on margin. Approve deals that have good margins. You can see the good margins on the right. What is a good margin for your company? That all depends on your market as well as what your company goals are. Depending on what your market segment is, you need to operate at a good gross margin for your industry. Reject deals or correct with low margins. When you reject a deal, it goes back to the sales rep. They can correct it and resubmit it. Set up your role-based discount approvals based on your organization. If sales reps can approve a minimum level of discount, you can assign that all the way through management and the CEO level. The approval workflow is straightforward. Sales reps request approval. Executives in the approval line get the approval notification and either approve or reject those deals. When an approval happens, it goes back to the sales rep to move the deal forward and present it to the customer, or maybe they need to do a little bit of tweaks and work on the deal such that it can be approved. MarginDesk is well suited for generating deal documents. Since you've created the deal and all parameters of the deal are in the system, you can then create contract templates, proposals, and invoices to finish and send to the customer. First, you can create a template. When you're setting this up, this usually only takes a few minutes, and you can copy and paste in your existing template for deals. You can build templates for all kinds of documents, quotes, contracts, invoices, whatever you like. Our dashboards provide key metrics to let you know what your system is doing all the time. Our sales overview dashboard is well suited for sales reps, managers, territory reps. The business overview is for executives and help you understand what's going on at a macroscopic level. Move the needle. Get started today. Get a 15-day trial. Go to MarginDesk.AI to get started. MarginDesk, deal desk automation and tactical margin management.